Welcome to the Criminal Imagination, where we explore the darkest corners of crime fiction and the strange, compelling truths it reveals about power, society, and human nature. Today, we enter a courtroom, not as spectators but as readers, because some of the most powerful crime stories aren't solved in alleys or on autopsy tables but behind mahogany benches and under oath. Legal drama, perhaps the most elusive subspecies of crime fiction. It slips between categories, part courtroom theatre, part philosophical debate, yet curiously the only crime novel officially canonized as a literary classic, Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, sits squarely in this camp. But what makes a legal crime story different? Why does the courtroom, with all its ritual and rigidity, make for such electrifying fiction? Let's step inside. From as early as the Newgate calendar, trials were already part of crime literature's DNA, but few early novels made law their central concern. Then came Wilkie Collins, trained in Lincoln's Inn, who wrote The Women in White like a case file. Multiple narrators speak like witnesses. Conflicting stories pile up. Truth becomes a jury's burden. In The Law and the Lady, written in 1874, Collins took it further. His heroine, Valeria, investigates her husband's murder trial, where the Scottish verdict was not proven, not guilty, not innocent. Suspended in legal purgatory, the story is less about blood and more about evidence, procedure, ambiguity. Then came the legal storytellers. American writer Melville Davisson posts Rudolph Mason, The Strange Schemes, written in 1896, features a lawyer who bends rules, forges evidence, and exploits the system, not to uphold justice, but to win. He was followed decades later by Earl Stanley Gardner, who essentially fought back with Perry Mason, a righteous defender, just as cunning but morally upright. It wasn't subtle. The names are deliberate: Mason versus Mason, a duel in fiction. Perry Mason became a cultural icon thanks to Raymond Burr's long-running TV portrayal. Unlike Rudolph, Perry twists procedure only to protect the wrongly accused. It's still a game of tactics, but with ethical stakes. Across the ocean, Britain answered with Horace Rumpole, crafted by John Mortimer, witty, grumbling, perpetually underpaid. Rumpole navigates the chaos of the Old Bailey in one weapon: language. What began on radio and television later became literature, flipping the usual script. Because in the courtroom, language is a weapon and shield, dialogue is fate. What is a courtroom if not a stage? 12 Angry Men, originally a play, never a novel, prove this beautifully. One room, 12 jurors, one life at stake. The tension doesn't come from action, it comes from argument, from doubt, from the slow unpeeling of prejudice. It's not about who did it, but whether the truth can be known at all. Legal drama thrives on this claustrophobia. Everyone is cornered, everyone is observed, no one escapes the pressure of language. Then came To Kill a Mockingbird in 1960. Harper Lee didn't just write a legal drama, she wrote a moral reckoning disguised as one. Her protagonist, Atticus Finch, defends Tom Robinson, a black man accused of raping a white woman, Mela Evel, in a deeply segregated southern town. The trial feels inevitable. We know the outcome, but Lee shows us through the eyes of a scout, a 6-year-old girl, Atticus's daughter. Her partial understanding only sharpens our own, because while Robinson is found guilty, the question lingers. Is he innocent because we need him to, or because he truly is? To Kill a Mockingbird is more than a novel. It becomes a rite of passage in American education, but it also forced a nation to look at its justice system and its hypocrisies. John Grisham's debut novel, A Time to Kill, written in 1989, rewrote Lee's story for the modern age. Carl Lee, Haley's daughter, is raped. He kills her white attackers, and the courtroom becomes a battlefield for race, revenge, and redemption. Grisham builds his cast carefully. Jake Brigance, the earnest lawyer, Ellen Rope, the idealist, and Harry Rex, the cosmic sleaze. The verdict, not guilty. The message, progress, maybe, but maybe not. Both Grisham and Lee rely on the structure of courtroom drama, but beneath it, they offer something messier, a a portrait of society on trial. The courtroom is not just a setting, it's a mirror. And the jury, that's us. So, what is the legal drama really about? It's not just about justice or its absence. It's about how we speak, how we judge, how we doubt. It's about truth being a matter of performance and sometimes a matter of power. In these stories, crime is committed not just in the street, but in the courtroom itself. So, here is a question for you. What is the most powerful courtroom scene you have ever read or watched? And did it change how you think about justice? If this episode stirred your thoughts, or gave you chills, or made you reconsider what crime fiction can be, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who thinks law is always fair. There is more to come. Until next time, remember, every trial is a performance, and every performance hides a truth. Stay curious, stay critical, and remember, the criminal imagination is watching.